So I'm going to start off with pulling some cards here. But I kind of got this message earlier that there is a lot of you guys that are in the process of working on something or doing something. And I feel like you are around people that are kind of like hating on you. Mostly because I think you guys are willing to actually put in the work and the effort. Some people are calling you delusional, other people are saying all these really messed up things about you. And I just feel like for a lot of you guys, like you're getting to the point where you're almost not caring what people have to say or what people are thinking about you anymore. And this is starting to kind of impact the people around you. It's like people might want to say or villainize you in some way, but it's like you just don't care anymore. So you're getting to that point where you might have had to cut off connections. You might have had to let certain people go or not be so available to everybody around you. And now it's like you're just, I guess you could say, being a little more selfish with your time, your energy, and your resources. And a lot of people right now are wondering what you're up to, what you're doing. It's like you're kind of a mystery to a lot of people. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, you're just putting in the work. You're doing something that is different, right? Some of you guys, you could have like a regular 9 to 5 job, but like you might be doing something on the side that a lot of people are talking about. Others of you guys, maybe you're actually your own entrepreneurs. But I'm getting that there's something that you guys are doing, whether this is a hobby or an actual job that you're working on. And a lot of people might be saying, like, oh, this person's delusional, that will never happen. And it's because it's kind of considered unconventional. It's not something that is like mainstream. You guys are kind of doing something that may either be overly saturated in a competitive field, or you guys are in a situation where there's not very many people, so you could be like a pioneer in that field. But whatever it is that you guys are working on currently, I just feel like a lot of you guys are getting either backlash, hate, or people are distancing themselves from you. You may have noticed that there is like a few family members or friends or people that you once would talk to on a regular basis. When you pull back your energy, you're realizing that other people are not contacting you, or it's like they're pulling back their energy on you. So it's kind of leaving people questioning what you're up to, what you're doing. And so I just wanted to pull some cards now and kind of see what's happening. But that was like the message that I got earlier. And so I just wanted to jump on and, do a message for you guys. It's been a minute. Yeah, here we have sextile opportunity. So there's an opportunity that you guys are working on. But what I'm also getting as well is that this is something that's becoming tangible. This is something that is being put into reality because you guys are actually working on this. This is going to accumulate assets for you. And this is also going to be benefiting you in so many different ways. And I just feel like for a lot of you guys, like people are really talking about this because, see, it's like, when you're in the process of building or when you're in the process of doing something, it's like a lot of people will just leave you alone or they won't applaud you, right? It's like maybe you win a little bit or maybe you get yourself to a better position and you notice that more and more people are hating on you or they're just acting weird around you. And all of a sudden it's like, but these are the people that could have been there for you at your lowest, but secretly they could have been relishing in the fact that you were in a poor state. So the collective that I am picking up on right now, it's you guys are actually elevating. You're actually growing. You're actually expanding. Because you're growing and because you're expanding, you're noticing people around you are acting different. Or you're noticing that people around you are not as supportive. And you're starting to figure out who your real family members are, who your real friends are, your work colleagues, When good stuff starts happening for you, you're going to notice the people that didn't support you all of a sudden are like, oh, I knew you could have done it. I knew you were able to do this. I knew you were capable of it. But it's like, where were they when you were in the middle of this process, right? Like, it was like crickets. And I feel like you guys are in this almost, and there's something creative that you're doing. This is something that you enjoy doing, whether this is something that is artistic Or it could even be something as simple as financing or business or graduating or getting some kind of degree. Everybody, it's going to be different, but there's something that you have achieved or you're on the precipice of achieving. And people around you can sense it. And you're going to get opportunists that are going to just come out of the woodworks. You're going to get people that you once considered a friend either just fall off and not talk to you anymore, or you're going to find out that, you're going to see people's true colors, right? You're going to start seeing how people really are. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, you're in this process of transforming. You're in this process of actually creating something in your life that is going to be beneficial. Come on. So you're going to be doing something that's going to be transforming you in some way. And I feel like for a lot of you guys too, this isn't just on a physical level. People might not be able to put their finger on what exactly is happening, but this is like internal work, right? You're changing the way that you're viewing yourself, like your self-concept is evolving, it's changing. You guys are changing something up. Now, this is something that's going to be kind of unique. This is something that is like something you have that's very unique that you're capitalizing off of. For some of you guys, you're like a model and you have maybe a unique feature and no other model has that feature, right? Maybe it's your nose or whatever, right? For others of you guys, you have a unique art style that no one else mimics. Some of you guys, it's just your energy, the way you imprint, the way you change up on others, the way that, you come forward in your own energy. I feel like for a lot of you guys too, you're getting out of this victim mentality. You are no longer dwelling on the negatives of things. I can see that you are starting to, it's almost like whatever pain that you've been through, you're capitalizing off of it now. There could have been a talent that that you could have rejected from a young age that you're now capitalizing on. There's something that you guys are doing that is starting to draw attention to yourself. And some of you guys, it's like you are drawing a crowd, but it's going to be of strangers and a few people in your life as well. I also am getting too that you guys have faced a lot of opposition or you faced a lot of challenges. And I sense that for a lot of you guys, this is actually going to be super beneficial for you guys because I feel like you guys are finally balancing something out. You guys could be in this waiting period where, it's like a weird, it's like I call it the in-between because it's like you're not who you used to be, but you're not who you are now yet. It's like you're growing into a new version of yourself, but you're kind of in the releasing the old and accepting the new. So you're kind of in this off phase. And it's a very uncomfortable phase because it's like a weird transition between the two where you feel like, oh, I can do this or I can't do this. And it's like you kind of go back and forth. So there could be some like self-doubts. There could be something in your reality that kind of makes you question like, oh, can I do this? Can I not do this? And I feel like for a lot of you guys, you are in the process of doing something. Now, another thing that I find really funny is I feel like you guys might have a few people around you. And it's like they're, I don't know why, but this phrase popped in my head. And then I feel like I'm not going to say it right. It's like painting the kettle black. It's like, it's like, somebody is accusing you of doing something that they're doing, or it's like I feel like you have somebody it's like, what it's like when you have two people that are fighting, but they both are doing the same thing. It gives me that, but like a group or like two individuals that are like discussing you and they both do toxic behaviors, but then they like try to group you into that toxic behavior. So like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like, I feel like there's somebody around you and it kind of almost feels like two feminine energies, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. But I feel like it's like you have two people that are like talking about you, but they're both like go out and party or they both, use some type of substance abuse, but then they act like you do it too, or they act like they're better than you in some way. And it's like the hypocrisy in that, because it's like whatever they're doing is either 10 times worse or they're doing the same thing that they're judging you for. So I feel like you have somebody in your energy that's like that. Hopefully that makes sense. Because I get that for a lot of you guys, it's like you have an audience around you. You have people that are watching you. Yeah. I'm so sorry. It always hits my dog. So a lot of you guys are ignoring people right now. There could be a few people around you that is jealous, and you're just kind of ignoring people. A lot of people around you are saying, oh, they don't have anything, they're not important. But it's like your awareness is not put on those people because that's not where your energy is flowing to. Like, we always have at least one or two people that could be talking bad about us, right? But it's one thing to fixate on it. And I feel like you guys are not even, like, you're blocking out the things that are not serving you, right? It's almost like you guys are in this mindset where you guys might be chasing the bag right now. And if it's like, if this person's opinion isn't paying my rent, then I don't care. That's kind of where you're at. If this person isn't willing to meet me halfway, then I'm done. It's like you're not arguing with people. You're not trying to explain yourself to people. And you guys used to be that type of person where maybe you used to explain yourself a lot, or maybe you used to be like the type of person that was very confrontational, and you just, you would have been the person that would have started fighting with people and screaming and demanding explanations and all these crazy things, but then you're realizing, like, it's not really worth it. It's not worth it at the end of the day, and your peace over conflict is more important for you. You guys are very unique right now. And some of you guys might have a podcast, or you might just be expressing yourself a lot more over the internet, or just expressing yourself in general, like in your everyday life. And it's like you're dropping gems. You guys are being like legendary. People are viewing you as like a legend. So I feel like you guys are starting to get leeway on some things. And it's starting to actually shift and change a lot in your life right now. The thing that I'm also getting to is a lot of people might say that you're like emotionless, or that, you're so selfish. It's like people are trying to paint you out to be the villain right now, and you just don't care. You're like, okay, you can say whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. You can call me whatever you want. It's like you're not here to appease people. You're not here to argue with people. You're not here to express or explain who you are anymore. You're doing you. And you've gotten to this point where you no longer allow other people's energies to change you. You're not allowing other people's opinions to change you. Maybe you used to be such a big people pleaser, and you're no longer abandoning yourself. You're no longer allowing people to tell you who you are or what your value is, because you've come to the realization that your value is not based in other people's validation. Your value is not based in what you can do for others. Like, you may have learned at a young age, I know I have, that you had to put on an act or put on a show, or that you have to prove yourself to get a drop or a crumb of love, and you're no longer subscribing to that. You're like, nah, that's not me. I don't care to prove myself. You guys could be complete loners, or maybe you have a very small group where you have a few people that you talk to or hang out with, or you might have nobody at all, and you're okay with that. It's like you guys are not easily accessible, you guys are willing to give people chances, but you're also not going to sit there and give excuses to people's poor behavior or give excuses to things like you're no longer abandoning yourself for the sake of not being alone or for the sake of appeasing other people or because you feel like this other person has more than you, so therefore you can get a leg up, right? You're not doing those things. You're not chasing clout, you're not trying to gain approval from people. And because of that, that's why I can see things kind of moving for you guys. It's like you guys, it's like, you know what it's like when you're not seeking attention and all of a sudden you get attention? Or it's like the people in the room that they walk in and they just be themselves, and somehow, some way, everybody acknowledges them or wants to be around them, or, and it's like other people might be jealous. It might be like, why is this person get so much attention? Or why is this person the one that always gets the guy or always gets the girl? And it's because they don't care, they don't try, they don't put on this type of persona that they think everybody around them would want. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, if you guys are resonating with this reading so far, it's like you guys could be silently doing things. You could be silently working on a business or silently be making boss moves. There might be people around you that are pocket watching you. They want to know what you're spending. Some people might judge you because they're flashy and they're showy, and they'll spend all their money on stupid stuff that doesn't give them any monetary value in the long run, right? Like some people might go out and buy designer stuff for what reason? For what? Just so other people can look at you and go, ooh, this person's a baller. But you're not that type of person. Maybe you drive a humble vehicle, right? Maybe your vehicle is not the top of the line sports car. Maybe your clothes are not the most flashiest clothes. They're not designer, right? There's like things about you guys that when people see you, they go, oh, this person's nobody. This person doesn't have anything. But like, you actually are like secretly stacking up money, or you are working on something. Like, you guys are practical people. You don't just go out and blow money, or you don't just go out and to hang around just anybody. Like, I think you guys have gotten to the point where you've learned, like you've been there, you've done that, or it's like you've observed enough people that you no longer know, like, okay, this is not the way to go, right? Maybe you've seen people get taken advantage of, or, the flashy, showy people usually have no money, or people use them up, right? And then it's like they become bitter or resentful or whatever, right? I feel like you guys have been around certain people and you've come to realize that it's not in what you have that gives you the value. It's in who you are. It's the intrinsic value inside of you. And you guys it's like you're building yourself from the ground up. Your confidence is real. Some people come into rooms and they're very loud and flashy and showy, and that's, I'm not saying that that's always fake confidence, but confidence is quiet. Confidence is something that doesn't need to be discussed. It's not something that needs to be proven. You feel it, you know it. It's like when somebody's naturally confident in themselves and comfortable in their skin, they don't need to address it. They don't need to go up and be like, oh, hey, did you realize how confident I am? Do you realize how comfortable I am? No. Like, they don't need to show themselves. They're not flashy about it. They're not up in your face about it. And I feel like that's kind of you guys. So you guys may have been misjudged a lot. A lot of people may have mistaken you for arrogance, or may have mistaken you for, so I just feel like you guys have been judged a lot. That's kind of the feeling that I'm getting. And this could have not necessarily made you callous to the things around you, but you're realizing that it's like not everybody needs to value you in order for you to feel valued. So I don't know why this popped in my head, but if any of you guys have ever seen Rick and Morty, the TV series, there was a scene in one of the episodes where all of the people started booing Rick in the crowd. And then Rick said, he's like, I don't give a F about your guys' opinion. He's like, I've seen what you guys clap for. And it blows your mind when you stop and think about it, because just because the crowd is cheering doesn't mean that it is the right thing to cheer for. It doesn't mean that it's the right thing to support. So you guys could be standing on business or speaking the truth, or you guys are one of those people that don't really care to put on a show. You're raw, you're real, you're authentic. When you're raw and you're real and you're authentic, everyone who's wearing a mask hates you. And some of them do love you, but like you have to understand that people will lie about you, people will judge you, people will try to poison the minds of others because they don't want you to gain anything, because they hate the fact that you are confident enough to be yourself. They hate the fact that there is something unique about you that stands out. And it's like, I feel like whoever's listening to this reading right now, that's kind of you. You've gone through enough where maybe, growing up, you could have always been that little bit of that oddball, that person that a lot of people may have dismissed or may have overlooked, or, you're kind of like the underdog. A lot of people didn't really take you seriously. A lot of people didn't think you were going to go anywhere. People could have really misinterpreted your actions and could have villainized you your whole life, or made you feel bad for being unique or being different in some way. And that is what you're actually going to be capitalizing off of. That is actually what brings in a different perspective and a uniqueness about you that the world is yet to see. There's something that you guys are, I feel like it's going to be something that you're speaking about, or something that you're doing because of the podcast. Like there's something you guys are doing that's going to be standing out. And it's like you're going to be capitalizing off of something. Some of your guys' hard work that you're doing behind the scenes that a lot of people don't see, people are going to see, oh my gosh, you're so lucky. I can't believe you have this. Or, people are going to try and chalk it up to good luck when it wasn't luck. You worked for this, and it's like all the nights you've cried, all of the tears that other people never saw, all of the setbacks you went through, all of the hurdles and the challenges that you've gone through made you strong, made you who you are, made you kind of unwavering to people. And I feel like you're going to have people around you that's going to try to minimize it. And it's like, you might come to the realization, whatever this is that you guys are going to achieve, you may have already achieved it, or you're like right there, right at the very edge of achieving this. And I almost feel like I want to say it's monetary. I want to say it's something that's going to be physical, something that you're going to be able to look at, touch, see. People around you are going to acknowledge this. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, it's like, celebrate it for yourself, even if other people around you are not celebrating it with you. Because I feel like this is something that's going to be like a marker or a mark stone, like just something that is like you're going to look back and be like, this was the beginning of your like a new journey for you, or a beginning of a new phase. When it's New Year's, I don't really like, I guess I kind of count New Year's, but I kind of count Chinese New Year's more, because mathematically it does make more sense that the New Year's is in February and not in January, if you were to look at the calendar and the lunar and everything. But obviously a lot of people right now are talking about how it's the fire horse, right? It's the year of the fire horse. So a lot of people are going to be very aggressive this year, very all about me, right? This is going to be kind of a year where a lot of people are going to go out and get the bag, or a lot of people are going to go out and try and make something of themselves. And this might be kind of a competitiveness to a lot of people. And I feel like you guys are just kind of doing your own thing. You stay in your own lane. You're not trying to compete with the guy next to you. And it's like, you don't even have to compete in the field that you're in. The reason for that is because you're so unique that you're going to stick out from the competition. You're going to stick out from it's like you guys are finally going to be chosen in something. And this is something that I think not only that I have wrestled with, but I think a lot of you guys have as well. And that's the concept of feeling chosen, right? Maybe you've always felt like you were last, or maybe you always felt like nothing ever happened for you. Maybe you've always seen other people get their rewards or their accolades. Maybe you guys are the type of people that you work and you just constantly keep working, and you just feel like you might get a little bit of a win, but then there's like a huge setback. and you just get back up again and you keep going, and then there's another setback and another setback. And some of you guys could even be at the point where you're struggling on a financial level, but it's like things are going to pick up for you and things are going to change for you, and it might not be in the way that you're expecting. And I feel like that is what's going to be shocking you guys, is because it's going to happen faster than you think. Whatever this is that you're working on, it's happening way quicker than you think it is. So I just feel like that is something that's kind of happening in your guys' energy. I'm kind of afraid this is going to fly and hit you in the face, buddy. Okay. Oh my gosh. Opportunity again. Opportunity. So we have the sextile here with and it says opportunity, and then we also have opportunity. So opportunity here twice. Okay. And then we also have prayer answered. And maybe you guys thought your prayers were never going to be answered. See, we have bees twice. There's bees twice on this. I don't know if you guys can see. There's like a bee here and then a bee there. It's like and bees are abundance, right? They're hard workers. They're abundant. They're symbolizing happiness. Units, right? That it's like a bee can symbolize a lot of things. People always underestimate the messages that nature can give. You know, if I see a particular animal 1,000 times, I will look up the meaning of that animal. Same with numbers, right? Because the universe is always speaking to us. And some people might think I'm crazy. I don't really care because it's worked for me, right? It's like I have gotten messages and it made me pivot, and it ended up saving my life, or it ended up putting me on a better path, right? It's like you have to pay attention to the things around you, especially if you pray for answers, especially if you ask. Like, for some of you guys, what I'm getting here is maybe you prayed for something and a person showed up, and it might not be the way you expected. Maybe it's not maybe this person's not your type, or maybe this person isn't somebody that you would think would be the one that would save you, right? I'm not saying a person's going to save you, but this person could be your helper. This person could come in and just change your life altogether. Maybe you prayed and all of a sudden you trip and you fall and you go, ow, that really hurt. And then you look over and there's money. You know what I mean? It's like there's something where sometimes what appears to be a negative thing could end up being the most positive aspect or the most positive outcome, and you would never have guessed. And that's kind of what I'm getting for you guys here. And it says here, just trust. So you guys are in this just trusting phase. And trust is hard because, especially when you feel lied to a lot, or you feel like you put in a lot of faith or a lot of hope and a lot of trust into something, and it maybe not panning out the way you wanted, that can get very discouraging. That can be very difficult. But I'm just getting that, you guys, something is going to be showing up in your guys' reality so much faster than I think you guys realize. And this is going to be opening up a whole new avenue for you. I saw a card already. I could have swore when I shuffled that there was a card facing up. Maybe it's playing tricks on me. That was a little trippy though. But yeah, you guys are going to be experiencing something that's, oh my gosh, there was one. Okay. So it is the 10 of Pentacles, but it's in the reverse. You guys have struggled. You've gone through a lot. Maybe you're questioning, okay, when is it my turn? When is something going to finally happen? It's like you have endured a lot. You guys could be in, like I said, this in-between state where it's like you've lost a lot, but you're going to gain a lot. So it's like, but you haven't gained anything yet, but you've lost a lot. So you're kind of in this in-between where you're like, focusing maybe on what you're losing more than what you're going to gain. So it's like focus on what you're going to be gaining, not what you're losing. Because what you're losing is just not something that's for you anyway. So it doesn't really matter, you know? And it sucks to kind of say that when it's people that you care about or when it's something that you love or value. But like sometimes life will kick us when we're down. And it's not really to harm us. It's not really because, you know, we're doing something wrong, sometimes it's to build character. Sometimes it's because there's a lesson that we needed to learn. And, sometimes as well as it had to position us into a different area. I wanted so badly to just jump ship and go somewhere else and do something else. But if I would have done that, and if I would have had the resources at that time, if I would have had everything that I needed at that time, I would have made a horrible mistake again. So it's like the universe pulled me back in and said, you're going to wait because we have something better for you. And it hasn't came in yet, but that doesn't mean it's not coming in. And, it's kind of interesting because sometimes I question my own sanity, right? Sometimes I say to myself, am I insane? Because sometimes I feel like I'm delusional. But the truth too of it is, when I've read books on really famous people that have made names for themselves. Everybody around them called them delusional, called them, this, all kinds of things. I mean, people thought Walt Disney was insane. People around got rejected. And it's usually the ones that are the most famous, that are the most rejects, that are usually the ones that are the most insane, right? Because they had a dream, they have a belief, and they believe that nothing else around them matters. Just this belief. And they're going to be what they want. And they're going to fixate on it until it happens. And that is how you manifest things sometimes. So it's like, you have to believe that even the negative stuff is working in your favor. When you're losing a relationship, it's in your favor. If you gain something, it's in your favor. It's like there's no such thing as negative and positive. There is and isn't, right? It's in how you perceive it. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, let's say you have a lot of anxiety about a situation. Is it anxiety or is it excitement? What is it? Because excitement and anxiety are the exact same feeling and the exact same chemical reaction in the brain. So what is it? It is what you choose it to be. And I feel like you guys, the one thing that I had to say, the best thing that have ever happened to me in my life is choosing radical forgiveness. Every time I make a mistake, where I take a chance with a person, or I take a chance on something, or a business, or whatever, and I fail, I forgive myself. And if you can get into that mindset of forgiving yourself consistently, even if you've done good or bad, or even if, it's like, you can't control other people's actions, but you can say, hey, I put myself there. I didn't think it was going to go that way, but I forgive myself. And once you can do that, it's like it takes away the power or takes away the powerlessness that you have in that situation. It's almost like, because when somebody hurts us, oftentimes we're more mad that we put ourselves in that situation than we are at the person that harmed us, if we were to really be honest. And I feel like that's kind of where you guys are at currently. But I just get the impression that you guys are, something good is coming in. I just feel it. You're releasing toxic behaviors. You guys are releasing toxic behaviors, and it was something that you could have turned a blind eye to at one point, or something that you were in confusion about. This is something that maybe you guys, you felt like you had to get an answer, or you felt like you had to get something. And you're realizing that it's almost like it's just loosening its grip on you. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, what this toxic behavior was is seeking validation. Feeling like you have to have other people's validation, or that you have to have other people to support you. It's like maybe you guys wanted to start something, but maybe you felt like I'm going to use this as an example. Like, let's say you wanted to go to the gym, but you felt like you needed a gym partner, right? And so you were trying to grab your friend and pull them into the gym, but they didn't have the motivation. They didn't care to work out, or they didn't care to be healthy, but that's your goal. So you're realizing, okay, screw it, I'm just going to go. And you've been doing it on your own. Now it's not so bad because, you start developing a routine, or you start finding other people at the gym, and you start holding yourself accountable in certain areas. But it took that It took you to get out of your comfort zone. It took you to realize that you can't wait on other people to help you, or you can't wait on other people to take care of you, or you can't wait on other people to validate you. And instead, you did it for yourself. You're no longer allowing certain things to hold you back anymore. So you're going to start shocking a lot of people. A lot of people are, currently, okay, you guys might have people where you're in a burdensome state. You're worried, you're anxious, you don't know where you're going, you don't know what your life is at. You feel like maybe it's almost like maybe every day, like you find out, oh my God, there's a new bill. How am I going to pay that? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do? And you just you get stuck in this state of feeling like you have to keep forcing things, that you have to keep working on something in order to gain something back, or you feel like you have to be something in order to be respectable or in order to get something out of it, but you're not. You don't need to. There's nothing that you have to do. So for you guys, again, it comes back to that trust, right? You have to trust that these burdens are going to leave, that these burdens are going to get resolved. Some of them you can control, and some of them is your own mental state. It's in how you're looking at it. If you have a list of to-do list of the day and it all seems like it's too much, don't take it. It's like, take it a minute at a time, right? Take it one step at a time. Take it in increments. And you're going to realize a lot of it isn't so daunting. A lot of it isn't so scary, right? You've been around people that are not very supportive, or around people that they appear as supportive, or they appear as they're good for you, but might not actually be good for you, might actually be talking about your burdens, right? You could have people around you gossiping. Oh, did you hear about so-and-so? I heard that they got left, or I heard that this happened to them. And it's like, and again, it's like the jealousy or the talk about you is not actually impacting you directly, because you're going to be, it's like a one-track mind. You're focused on getting the bag, or you're focused on achieving a certain aspect or a certain goal of yours. You're not allowing other people to tell you what you can and cannot do. So this is really changing your outlook on life. This is changing an aspect of yourself. Some of you guys, you could have somebody that wants to, or has had a falling out with you, that wants to come in and apologize. This isn't going to be for everybody, but I do see that this is somebody that wants to kind of come in and work with you in something. But what I'm also getting to is, for some of you guys, maybe you're in the process of healing that. I'm getting that for a lot of you guys too. There's something about, there are past disappointments that you're no longer holding on to. You're giving yourself the ability to have better sleep. I feel like some of you guys may have had insomnia, or may have had a hard time going to bed. Maybe you have a hard time going to bed on time, or maybe you feel like you're only getting so many hours of sleep, or maybe you're feeling like you're so stressed that you can't sleep. And I see that shifting. I see that changing for you guys. And it's because you're letting some things go. You're letting people or events or things go. You're not holding on to grudges anymore. Yeah. See, again, you're breaking out of the illusion. You're breaking out of the, I can't do this. This isn't for me. I'm not allowed to be able to be who I want to be. You're breaking out of that. You're actually allowing yourself to be something much greater than what you think. And this is actually going to bring in good sleep. Or this is going to give you a peace of mind. You guys are finally coming to a conclusion on something as well. I see something where maybe you've been in a crossroad between, do I go and do this, or do I do that? Do I hold on to this, or do I hold on to that? And it's like, I see you guys are you're no longer juggling something. again, I just sense so heavily opportunities coming in, and it's going to come out of the blue. It's coming in so fast and so random. And it might not appear like an opportunity for you, you know, whether this is somebody coming in and talking to you, or whether this is something that it's like, I don't know, there's just, it's going to come off lucky. It really is. It's going to come off like a 1 in a million, or 1 in, like, it's like people are going to look at you and go, wow, you're so lucky. And it's going to look lucky, but it's really not. It's like the universe saying, oh, you know, all that time and all of that labor and toil that you put in behind the scenes that you thought nobody noticed, or that you thought that wouldn't really pay off because it hasn't paid off. Well, it's coming in now, but it's coming in as an opportunity. It's coming in as something that you just don't see coming. You guys may feel a little bit defensive when this does come in. You might even feel a little bit worried or a little bit anxious about accepting whether this is an offer for somebody, or even signing a contract, or even doing something. It's like there's a part of you that feels like maybe you don't have enough information, or maybe you don't have enough to open a business, or you don't have enough to fund something, or you don't have enough for something. There's like something in your mind where you're like, I don't have enough, but you're like, it's like needing to change that, right? Getting out of that impoverished state, realizing that you might not in this second, but who's to say in 10 more seconds you don't have it? Who's to say that you don't get a phone call or an email, or you open up something in the mail and now you have it? You know, it's like, imagine, it's like, I don't know how else to explain, just expect the unexpected. Expect something to just fall into your lap, because crazier things have happened in this world, and there are crazy things in this world that nobody can explain. And it's like, who's to say that that's so far-fetched? Who's to say that you getting $1 million is far-fetched? Who's to say that you know, might walk down the street and find the love of your life? You know, who's to say that you can't go out and have a good time and all of a sudden make a business connection? Or who's to say that you can't go out, and I'm not condoning gambling, but who's to say you can't go out and gamble and win 1,000 or more? You know, it's like anything can happen. And it's like, just keep an open mind. Maybe you have a one-track mind of like, oh, I can only get money through one source, or I can only get money through X, Y, and Z. And it's like the universe is so vast. It's so, I mean, you can get it from refunds. You can get it from, you know, people that, you know, a stranger, right? Have you ever seen those videos where it's like you have a guy who pretends to be homeless, and or he pretends that he needs help, and then somebody helps him, and then he's like, ha, just kidding, I actually have a lot of money, here's like 10,000 or something. It's like, you guys might have that happen, you know? Anything is possible. And it's to get into that mind frame of, this is a possibility. This is something that could happen for me, you know? And call it delusional, call it whatever you want, but crazier things have happened. You know, you just never know what is a possibility for you. I feel like you guys are no longer entertaining people that are causing you harm, or that is wanting that drama. You know, you might be around some people that are very dramatic, or people that, you know, want you to fight with them, right? They want to feel important. They want to feel like they have that energy, that pull. And it's like, you're just pouring into yourself. You're not, it's like you're no longer entertaining people, places, and things that are just not serving you anymore. You know, if you end up, okay, so like for instance, your body is very intelligent. If you're sick all the time, what are you eating? Who are you surrounding yourself with? What are you listening to? What are you doing that's causing your body to say, I'm fatigued, I'm tired, I don't want to do this? Like, if you're hanging around a friend or a partner or a family member, and you leave that interaction exhausted mentally, emotionally, or physically all the time, chances are it's telling you that that person is not for you, that that is something that you shouldn't be entertaining, right? If you are leaving an environment and you feel drained and exhausted and you feel like crap every time, that's telling you something. So it's like you guys are listening to your body, you're listening to your emotions currently. And emotions, a lot of people are like, okay, they're not very logical. And it's true, they're not logical in the sense of you can think away anything, but your body is so intelligent. When you have a feeling, trust that feeling, because your body is smart enough to know when something is up, right? If you feel like somebody is lying to you and you can feel it, chances are they really are doing that. They really are lying to you. But people like to gaslight. People can gaslight you out of your feelings. They can gaslight you out of your emotions. They can get you out of your head space, back into the head space and not in your heart space. And your heart is just as intelligent as your mind. That's why your heart and your mind and your stomach are all lined with the same brain cells, the same type of like your brain, your heart, and your gut all communicate simultaneously all the time. They have the same membranes, they have the same lining that's in your heart, right? In your mind. It's like that gut feeling is ancient. That's been around. It's your nervous system telling you, hey, there's danger. Pay attention. It's like you guys are at that phase where you've healed enough or you've distanced yourself enough from situations or environments that you're no longer actually tolerating that. It's like you're getting out of survival mode. That's really what I'm getting here is you guys are finally getting out of survival mode where you feel like enough is not enough, where you feel like you need to work hard or you need to, prove yourself for something. You're getting out of that, and it's actually going to take you guys to a different state of being. You're not struggling anymore. You're not making yourself work so hard for affection or work so hard for certain things. Like you may have in the past dwelled on things that you just feel like didn't pan out for you, that you feel like didn't make you happy. Maybe you sat there and you worked so hard towards a situation and you just feel like it was not happening for you. And it's like you could have felt like you were the most unluckiest person in the world. And you're realizing that that's actually not the case, right? That's just a perception that you have held for such a long time. And I feel like you guys are finally breaking out of that. I know, we'll go. Hold on, you guys, 1 second. All right, my dogs needed to go out. It was that time. So it's like you guys are just, it's like your nervous system, or it's like the way that you think about stuff. It's not holding you back as much anymore, right? There's something about you guys that has just changed. And I see that a lot of people around you are going to start noticing that. A lot of people around you are going to be like, wow, I did not think that this person was going to change the way that they did. It's like you're really going to shock people. Hell, I think you guys are going to shock yourselves. There's something about you guys where it's like, I think you guys are putting more faith in yourself, in your ability. You guys are putting all your resources back into yourself, and it's going to pay off like crazy. I just see this paying off for you guys, and things are just going to go great for you. And I feel like you guys also, again, like when you guys stop kind of explaining yourselves, I see that actually being like, it's like a catalyst for you guys to actually, I don't know how else to describe this. It's like people might think you're being sneaky, or that you're holding something back, or that you are doing something. It's like some people might even think you're doing something unethical to get this money, or to get this reward, or to get this person. Or it's like people might look at you like you're being manipulative, but you're not. That's the beauty of this thing, is it's like you guys may have taken the long route, or you guys have done the work. You haven't taken shortcuts. And maybe that's a part of this. Maybe it's because you haven't taken the shortcuts that this is coming in a more solid, stable way. So we have quest. I feel like you guys have not only had to do side quests, but you guys have also made it to where you guys are finally starting to almost like open up, almost like change in some way. And I see that you guys are no longer holding on to certain aspects of yourself. It's like you guys are kind of recovering from people, places, and things. And I feel like it's a glare going on. But it's like the more that you guys are doing something, it's like, I don't know how else to describe it. It's like you've been on this journey for so long. You didn't expect something to work out the way that it is, but it is. It's all panning out. It's all working out in your favor in some way, shape, or form. So for a lot of you guys, we have the workaholic card. So this is a lot of grind, the effort, the work, the way that you are been working on yourselves. But have you guys like ever cried? And then after you cried, you just feel this huge relief physically. Like, not only do you physically feel better, but you actually like, it's like this, I don't know how to explain it. It's like every time you heal, you just feel a little bit better inside. You feel a little bit more whole. It's like I enjoy that feeling. And so it's like for some of you guys, that could be something you do. It's like you work so hard on your internal self. You change your mind frame. You change your mindset. You change your feelings. How do you feel about something? And you cry it out and you keep crying, or you do certain techniques or certain things to help you work through emotions. And it's like all of that's paying off. A lot of you guys too, it's like, physically, if you go to the gym or you work out, it's like you're releasing those emotions or releasing that pent up energy. It's like the things that you guys are doing. This isn't just a physical, hey, I go and I grind at a 9-to-5 job. I'm getting that with this workaholic card. It's like you're doing everything. You're healing your mind frame. You're healing your emotions. You are putting in the physical work to get to where you are, and it's all paying off completely. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, this is going to bring you a lot of joy when this miracle comes in. And this is a miracle. It's like whatever this opportunity is, it's like only God or the universe itself could make this a reality. It's like when this comes in for you, you're going to be like, this is by God. There's no other way. There's no way that this could have been anybody else. There's no way this would have even happened. It's like, again, some people are going to say that you were just lucky. Right place, wrong time. Right place, right time, and people are going to be like, oh, you're just so lucky. You're just so lucky. But it's like, no, it's because you put in that work. It just translated into that miracle, right? The confusion is finally leaving. You're no longer confused about a person, a place, a situation. You're no longer confused about your purpose in life. There's going to be something that clears up. Maybe there's like a secret that somebody could have kept from you. That's coming to the surface. Maybe, there's a confusion about yourself, like who you are, your own identity. That's coming out and it's getting cleared out. It's like something is going to make way, and it's going to make things, things are going to start making sense, right? And I feel like for a lot of you guys, this is something that is going to make sense for you. So you guys are actually on this verge of success and great success. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, it's like maybe you're just not feeling the motivation, or maybe you're just feeling kind of like things aren't working out for you. But it's always dusk before dawn. It's always cold before it gets hot, right? It's like there's always a contrast before the thing happens. So it's like, keep your head up, trust that things are going to work out for you. And like I said, you can call it delusional if you want, but the best people are usually the most delusional people, because it's like, if you start paying attention to very successful people, they will say things like, oh, I just envisioned this, or, I had this in my mind and I just kept going and going and nothing else was going to happen. Like this was what was going to be the outcome. And I knew that was going to be the outcome. It's like, that is something that you guys are doing. It's like you're training yourself for this marathon. You're training yourself for this particular situation or whatever this is. It's like, preparation meets opportunity. Bam, now you have this opportunity and it's perfect for you. It fits you perfectly. So I'm going to pull some last messages. These could just be something that resonates with you or people around you. And if it doesn't, take what resonates, leave the rest. This is a general reading after all. Like, a lot of people are listening to this, so not every single thing I say in the reading has to be for you, right? Maybe only like 20% of the reading is for you, Some of you guys might say, all of this is for you. I don't know. Just take what resonates. But yeah, I just feel like you guys are... It's like, hey, sometimes it pays off to be delusional. Sometimes it pays off to say, I'm going to be successful. And no one is going to stand in my way to be successful. And some people might look at your business or might look at what you're planning on doing and might look at you and go, you're a little crazy. But what everybody says, that person's crazy until they make it a reality. And I feel like you guys are on that verge. That sounded so weird. You're on that verge of actually making it a reality. Okay, it's starting to get dark. I also just feel like a lot of people are going to be paying attention to you at this time. So you guys are going to become either very popular, very well known, or you guys are just going to... I feel like people are going to watch you. Some people are going to be aware of your success, right? It's like those people when they say, like, if I win the lottery, I won't tell anybody, but there will be signs. It's like, that's kind of what this is. You might not tell people, but there is going to be signs of the success. We got nothing but occupation cards, pretty much. So we have CEO. So some of you guys are actually working and starting your own business. Or you just have that CEO energy, right? You're just like that boss. You're the leader, the head honcho. You're the person that people listen to, people take seriously. We have social gathering. So you guys are going to have a social gathering here soon. Maybe this is how the miracle or the opportunity can present itself. We also have traveling. A lot of you guys are going to be traveling here soon, and it's going to be, and you might even get the miracle while traveling, or you might, honestly, there's like, guys, like, expect the unexpected. Maybe you weren't expecting to travel, and all of a sudden now you're traveling, right? Just so many things. If you had a question during this reading, it couldn't, here's your answer, no. But I'm also just kind of getting like, no, like, not everything is going to be for you. Not every opportunity is for you. So be selective. If people are trying to take advantage of you, don't be afraid to say no. Set boundaries. That's another thing I'm getting too, is like, work on your boundaries. And we also have here teacher. So you guys are teaching somebody something, or you yourself could be a teacher, and that's just a confirmation for you. But I'm also getting too is like, you're teaching people to have faith and trust in themselves, right? Maybe some people made fun of you for your dreams. Maybe some people thought, oh, this person's never going to make it happen. It's never going to work for them. I don't even know why they try. And then you succeed, and now they're like, oh, maybe I should, take a chance on myself. Maybe I should give myself that opportunity. Maybe I should try to go out and make something of myself. I need to make more cards. Haunted. So you guys might make some people feel haunted by your presence or the lack of thereof. Like, some people might think about you from time to time. Like, you're on a lot of people's minds, guys. And I really do feel that. It's because people can sense that there's greatness in you. People can sense that something is going to happen for you. And it's like you have no idea how many people are fixated on you currently. And I felt that at the beginning of this reading, before I even pulled any cards, before anything. Like the second I pressed play, I knew immediately that people were eyeing you. People are paying attention to you. You literally are living in people's heads right now. People are seeing you in the building state. People are seeing you changing. Some of you guys could be tattooed up or know some people around you that are tattooed. We also have delusional. See? Delusional. People are saying you're delusional. Okay? A lot of people are saying, oh, this chick or this dude, they're a little delusional. And it's like they need therapy, right? Because we have therapists here. They need therapy. They're delusional. And you're going to show people that you are bigger than your childhood traumas. You're bigger than the program. You're bigger than what people thought of you, what people say about you. You're bigger than people's opinions, you know? The projections that people put on you, you're bigger than that. And again, the best people are delusional. The best people that actually achieve things, they go out, they have a dream, they have a vision, and they achieve it. So they can say you're delusional all that they want, but at the end of the day, success speaks for itself. And I feel like you guys are literally on that verge, because I feel like you guys haven't given up on yourself. So it's like, have trust, have faith that something's going to pull through for you guys. And maybe that's why people think you're delusional. So right now, currently, you guys might not be moving. You might not be making fast actions, or it feels like nothing is moving, right? But I feel like you guys are going to be moving here soon. We also have nicknames. So somebody could give you a nickname. Maybe you're known for something, or somebody or people around you could be saying something, right? There's something significant about a nickname. And this could even be somebody that you know that has a distinctive nickname. And that person could be thinking about you, or that person could be talking trash about you, right? There's like something there. We also have salesmen. So maybe you're selling something, or maybe that's something you've done as a career field. Or maybe this is like you're selling yourself on something, right? You're creating something. You're moving forward with something. You're making a name for yourself. We also have A8. We got abundance, karmic balance, and spiritual alignment. So you guys are actually on the verge of something super successful. There's some kind of abundance coming into your life currently. And again, it's going to be something where it's like only God himself could give you this. And then we also have the unconscious. So there's something about the unconscious mind. There's something about the way that you are perceiving something. So this is going to actually bring you guys some kind of, it's like there is something that maybe kept you guys stuck, right? In a loop, or stuck in not believing in yourself or something like that. And it's like the unconscious is kind of starting to come up as conscious for you. And I feel like you guys are finally healing some kind of aspect of yourself that you felt like kept you stuck, and it's no longer keeping you stuck. So I feel like you guys are actually going to be more successful than you realize. You're going to be proving people wrong. You're going to be actually making a name for yourself in some way, shape, and form. And it's just going to surprise you. It's going to shock you. It's going to be something that you just did not expect. And this is going to not only blow your mind, but this is also going to be blowing the minds of other people around you. So it's like you're kind of an inspiration to people, but you might not realize it at first, because that's usually how it always is, right? There's always people that have to sit there and talk bad about them, or, you know, if you're going after a goal or a dream, a lot of people are not willing to do that. A lot of people are afraid to do that. A lot of people are scared to do that, but you're breaking the norms. You're no longer allowing yourself to be held back by society standards, or by your family or your friends or people around you. So that's what I have for you guys. My dogs want to get back in. They are freaking out. So this is probably a great point for me to jump off, but thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope that this reading helps you guys in some way, and if not, just help you guys reaffirm the delusion, right? Like, we are successful, we got this. So thank you guys so much. Have a great and wonderful day. Love you guys. Bye.